Hello fellow modelers and styling fanatics, welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is doing fine and enjoys the hobby. Concrete Bunker is back again with another one of its notorious episodes. On today's episode, me and Past George are working on part number 3 of our Volkswagen Beetle Type 70 Type 82E from CMK in 1 to 35th scale and kit number T35014, aka the Sit High and Gaze project. So, a few stuff for today's video, as always. Nothing fancy, a quick update or a quick episode if I am about to say so. Today we button up the interior. We paint everything that is included onto the interior sub-assembly, and to be more specific, I am talking about driver, co-driver and the back seat of the vehicle, the interior itself, the floor panel and stuff like that, dashboard, and the and door cards. I didn't go overboard, I haven't chipped or anything on the interiors, just some slight weathering, a wash and a dry brush, because nothing will be visible. Nothing will be visible, only seats will be visible, to be honest with you guys. So nothing interesting of note. So let's proceed. I don't want to bore you any longer. You all guys know the drill. Grab a seat, make yourselves comfortable, crack the mandatory cold one, and let's see what me and Bast George have in stock for this episode. Hi guys, welcome back to part 3 of our Sit High and Gaze project, aka Volkswagen Beetle Type 82E. Our little Beetle is exactly where we left it. Haven't done anything, as you can see. We have in the previous episode we have painted and weathered the underside of the vehicle. Although I am still toying of adding some mud spatters here and there, but I can always do that later. And I also want to point out something huge, and I really mean it, huge thumbs up to Michael Dean, a commenter that pointed a mistake, and I want to especially thank him, because that was exactly constructive criticism, and I really appreciate it. So thank you, Michael. Thanks a lot. So what did Michael pointed out? He pointed out a mistake that I have done. He pointed out that this type of Beetle, the old one, didn't had those exhaust pipes, the twin ones. Okay, we all know that they are overscale, but in the real thing they never existed. They existed in the newest version of the vehicle, not the Type 82 at least. So the normal exhaust tip is this small thing over here in the middle. Give me a moment, because my cat jumped onto my bench as always. So now that I have taken care of this, so our exhaust tip, it was supposed to be this little thing over here. Anyway, mistakes have been made. Now I cannot do anything to fix it easily, at least. And to be honest with you guys, I am not willing to fix that. I can live with it. We're just going to pretend that it is not there. I am happy with my custom exhausts. But thank you, Michael. Really appreciate it. I am happy with this kind of constructive criticism, because you point out a mistake, and you explain what was wrong and how and yes, how to fix it. So thanks again. Now that I've got this out of the way, it is time for me to tell you what are we going to work onto this episode. Onto this episode, we are going to work onto the interior of our beetle. So we are going to paint all the interior components and put it together. Do some slight weathering, washes and chipping and stuff like that. So, don't wanna bore you much, guys. I'm gonna see what color is needed the interior to be. I guess that it is going to be dark yellow on the inside. I'm gonna base coat the dark yellow, detail paint some stuff like the handbrake, shifter knob, and of course the pedals, the car pedals, clutch, brake, and gas and throttle. And we're gonna start from there. Well, guys, we are proceeding with our plan. As I've told you, I have already base coated the interior with dark yellow as the exterior, and I have detail painted the shifter knob, handbrake, and foot pedals. In the areas, let me grab a pointer. Okay. The areas that I have left grey are covered by other pieces, so I don't need to paint them. I also don't paint them so glue can get a hold on bare plastic. So over here is the area where the rear seat goes, and these two areas is the points where the driver's and co-driver's seats will be attached. I have also detail painted the dashboard. What I wanted to say about the dashboard. Okay, onto the dashboard we have some really faint detail of the cluster gauge, the kilometer, thing. The thing that shows you the kilometers, fuel gauge, and etc. Detail is so faint that I'm not able to see it right now that I have applied paint, so I will leave it as it is. And anyway, this part is gonna go over here, so nobody will be able to see it. Now, as I've said, over here I have used dark yellow, my usual suspect from Vallejo, or Vallejo, to be honest with you, 71025. The dark grey parts over here and at the steering wheel are once again dark grey, 71.123. And the metallic pieces, like the things over here at the steering wheel, those things, the handbrake piece and the shifter knob piece. Oh no, here are painted by my usual gunmetal 71.072. Now, what I am going to do, what's my next step? My next step, let me leave this aside, will be to paint the seats, all the seats, drivers, co-drivers, and the rear seat. Now, before I start painting, sorry guys, for the blurry camera, I want to do some work onto our rear seat. As you can see, the front seats have some detail, have some nice texture, I will have to say it, of leather, you know, stitched the leather over here, and it also has some nice texture over here, you know, that leather buttons that all the truck drivers install in their truck interiors or in their couches. These details here in the rear seat are not they do not exist at all, so I opted to add them. Now I will do the easy parts first, and I am gonna add the stitches over here at the seat back. And how I am going to do that, I have measured and I have found that there is a stitch every 2 millimeters, so I have traced 2 millimeters over here, and I am going to use my hobby knife to carve this detail up. Now for the seat detail over here, I am probably going to use epoxy putty. Okay guys, took me 3 to 4 attempts, but I have something really solid looking. I'm not gonna call it perfect, I'm not gonna call it good, I'm gonna call it solid. So stripes, as I've said, here is how they look. Okay, they need a little bit more cleanup. Part is kinda shiny because I coated it with Tamiya Extra Thin. Creating those stripes or leather stitching was really easy. I just marked them and scored them with my knife. I applied extra glue, a coat of extra glue to soften the plastic, and rescored them again to give them a more width. Another pass of extra thin is needed to clean this a little bit more, to clean this up a little bit more. Okay, obviously I have done a mistake over here, but it is what it is right now. And then let's move on to our thing over here. Now this thing took me 3 to 4 attempts to make. You know, sculpting detail like this for the first time out of a Tamiya epoxy putty is never easy. I cannot describe you how I did it, but I kinda did it. I used my hobby knife to do the folds onto the leather, and for these things, for the buttons, I have opened the holes with this little thing, with this tool, and I have rolled small balls of epoxy putty and attached them over here. Once again, the folds onto the leather are made by my hobby knife and this tool. I know that doesn't look so great right now, but believe me, once painted it will look better. I will tweak it a little bit more. As you can see, as you probably can see, this is not yet totally this is not rock solid. Epoxy putty hasn't dried, so I can manipulate it a little bit, and that's what I am doing as we are currently talking about it. Now I'm not gonna do anything else. I am a little bit afraid of messing this thing up. As I've said, it doesn't look great, but I hope that it will look even better with paint. Stick with me and we will see. Either way, it is far better than than before, to my eyes at least. So, what I am going to do off camera, let me zoom out a little bit, gather the mess that I have created on my bench. I am going to base coat. I am going for this to wait for this to totally dry rock solid. I am going to base coat every seat, driver, co-driver and the rear seats, and I am going to do a wash onto the painted interior pieces over here. So guys, I was a busy bee and did quite a lot of stuff off camera, of course. And now let's see if I can put my thoughts on in a proper order, and explain you exactly what I did. Let's see, where should I start? Okay, I will start with the interior part of the chassis over here. Here it is, how it looks. I know that it is currently looking like a hot mess. I will need to do some touch-ups here and there, you know, some cleanups, but nothing to worry about. What I did, of course, I have base coated it with dark yellow. I have given it a sludge wash using this oil color, Arbitelung 502 ABT 160 engine grease. I mainly gave it a sludge wash to help the detail pop, you know, to accentuate every small part of detail. I then cleaned it up, and I have gave it a dry brush with 71072 gunmetal just to depict wear and tear. I debated for a few moments, you know, to do some chipping over here, but if we place the driver every seat inside and the dashboard, there is nothing, almost nothing to be seen, so there is no need for me to do that. And that's all the work that I have done onto this part. Let's leave this aside. I then moved forward to our dashboard assembly. I just gave it a simple wash, simple as pie. Easy as pie. I have then cleaned the wash, and nothing more or nothing less. So this one, I will leave this one aside as well. I then moved forward with the seats, and I grabbed the rear seat because I want to give you this is the part that I have worked the most. So after the epoxy putty has dried, and here is how it looks painted. After this one dried, I have sanded the sides a little bit, removed some material from this side and from this side, because for the guys that have seen our previous assembly episode, we had some fit issues between the seats, door cards and the car body. So I have sanded these sides, removed a little bit of material to fix that issue. Apart that, I have base coated the whole thing with Vallejo Panzer Aces 312 leather belt, a simple base coat, and then I have mixed our leather belt with Vallejo model color 70.847 dark sand. Approximately mix ratio is 4 to 5 drops of this one to 1 of dark sand. I mixed these two colors to create a lighter tone of leather belt, and I have dry brushed the whole thing so it can look like this. After the dry brushing, I gave it a coat of Tamiya's panel liner, the black one, and I have removed the excess wash. So here is how it looks at the time being. Pretty good, I reckon. My opinion as well. I wanna hear your opinions in the comment section below. And here is the driver's and co-driver seat. Same approach with the rear seat, base coated with leather belt, dry brushing with a lighter tone of leather belt, and over here at the seat rails, when I am talking about seat rails, I mean these ones, these parts that attach the seat to the chassis, gunmetal. And that's all the work that I have done off camera. Now I reckon that it is time for us to make this thing, to attach some stuff onto the interior. So I will start with the dashboard. Needs to slide. Oops, oh my god, slippery fingers today. Needs to slide over here, like so. Okay, I will of course keep it in place with a clamp off camera. And now let's move on forward with the co-driver's seat. Co-driver's seat is gonna go over here. Okay, let's move on to our driver's seat right now. I know I applied too much glue over there, but it is what it is. And I also know that my fingers are on the way, and I hope that I am in frame. Oh my god, this thing is fighting me. Okay. There we have it. Lovely. And now we are going to attach our rear seat, especially our climate today is really dry over here, and this affects the glue, as you can see. It is also almost drying instantly. Anyway, there and there. And if you are following my build step by step, if you're doing the exact same steps as me, here is what we are supposed to be looking at. Beetle is starting to take shape, guys. I am really enjoying this build. Now, what's left for me to do in order to button up the interior? Two things. One of them is to paint the roof, the interior roof of the vehicle, and the other one is to paint the door cards. Well, guys, looks like door cards are ready. Same process over here: base coating, detail painting, and just a simple wash to accentuate the detail. Again, I have a slight variation of in paints. Sorry, give me a moment. Clean this up a little bit more. Okay, so a slight variation: Dunkelgelb, dark yellow, our usual 71.025 from Modeler Vallejo. Oh my god, I will never get used to that. The level for the window and the door handle are once again from Vallejo 71064 chrome. This one is a modular metallic color, and nothing more. So I have found another way to mount the door cards right now, an easier way and a more safe way, in order not to knock anything off and in order for our car body to fit perfectly. So I am going to mount them with the way I found. One over here, it has a groove. You clearly can see the groove. Let me point it. It's the groove that the door guard sits on is this one. Now let me grab my glue. Okay, there we have it, and there. And on the other side, same thing. Again, we will find the groove and put the thing in place. And boom, Bob's your uncle. Now, here is our interior all buttoned up. And let me demonstrate that the car body is sitting flush. Yep, we have our clicking sound, and there we have it. Okay, here over here it has a small gap, but I can fix it easily with glue application. Nothing the glue can't fix together with a clamp. And let me pull this out. Okay, of course, and I pulled the door card out. because I am toying with it without the part being dry without the glue drying in place. And I think that we have enough footage to wrap up an episode. And with all that said and done, we have made it to the end of this episode. On our next episode, guys, we will probably start painting the car body, as expected, and finalize the look of our Volkswagen Beetle. I hope that you guys found this video helpful and interesting, and stick along for the next one. Before I go, I wanna thank each and every one of you guys that watched this video. A special thank you to all my subscribers, old and new ones. You guys are the best, and you are the reason I keep doing these videos. Now, for the newcomers out there that encounter one of my videos for the first time, welcome guys. I hope that you like what I do. If so, you all know what to do. Leave a like, comment with your thoughts and opinions, share the video if you believe it deserves to be shared, or even consider subscribing for more builds to come your way. Until the next time, fellow modelers and friends, take care and model on. It was that Mofo Damon, signing out.